He'll get your kids off the couch, and the cardio benefits alone are worth it. He'll also build muscle, increase flexibility, coordination, balance, not to mention focus and discipline.
Jump into health and fitness at Mullins Shaolin Kung Fu and Tai Chi, 525 West Oakland Avenue, upper level. Look and feel great now. Call 930-4663.
I'm Grant Langston, the new CEO of eHarmony. If you're online dating and looking for love, you're probably tired of the lazy text messages, dead-end conversations, and matches that never turn into dates. If that's you, it's time to try eHarmony. Dating apps of one kind or another have been around a long time, but at the end of the day, they're just virtual bars where no one ever buys you a drink. eHarmony's different. We're built to help you have a better relationship, and we do that with 17 years of research and experience. eHarmony's gotten really good at bringing compatible people together. People that want the same things you do and are ready for a real relationship. Hey, it can be fun to play around with online dating apps, but when you're ready to fall in love with someone and have a meaningful relationship, there's one app that's built to bring you real love, eHarmony. Go to eHarmony.com today and get a month free when you buy a 3-month plan. Use code DATE. eHarmony.com, use code DATE.
Okay, I am big on not finding hate where it doesn't exist. I think that in today's society we try to do that. We try to find hate where it doesn't exist. And I think we try to find that with Washington Redskins, with the Cleveland Indians logo, which was once, he was commissioned by the man Bill Veeck, who broke the color barrier in the American League. He hired Larry Doby back in 1947 to play. Walter Gollenbach, who drew the logo, passed away in December last month, and now under pressure from the commissioner's office, which I think is, well, I think they're trying to find hate where it doesn't exist. You're trying to put a black mark on a team where it doesn't exist. You're trying to diminish smiles. I don't get this. I really don't. But the Indians are confirming that Major League Baseball, not necessarily the Indians, but Major League Baseball and Manfred, is confirming the team will no longer wear the smiling red-faced cartoon logo during games. They will continue to sell some merchandise with it, at least through 2018. Here is the report.
Been a staple of the Cleveland Indians jerseys and caps for decades, but Monday, Major League Baseball Commissioner Rob Manfred confirmed the team will no longer wear the smiling red-faced cartoon logo during games.
All right, well, they've got this problem here with this, what do we get? Can we do this again real quick? Okay, let's do this once more because they cut out. Hold on.
He's been a staple of the Cleveland Indians jerseys and caps for decades, but Monday, Major League Baseball Commissioner Rob Manfred confirmed the team will no longer wear the smiling red-faced cartoon logo during games. Many have called the caricature offensive. Manfred says the franchise agrees that it is no longer appropriate for on-field use. The Indians will continue to wear and sell items displaying the logo through 2018. The team has already introduced a C logo on its caps and removed the Wahoo logo from stadium signs. Brian Burrow, ABC News.
Got to tell you something, that's not going to work for marketing. It's not going to help. It really isn't. C is very bland. There was a lot of uniqueness. I think a lot of people, I would say, why did I choose this team? It wasn't because they won historically. It was because they liked the logo. And I've always said this. I've thought about it. If you're looking at offensive logos, I never could understand why the Florida State Seminole got away with it. He looks to me like he's getting shot in the back. And, I hear this stuff about, well, the Florida State University went to the Seminole tribe and received permission for... Who speaks for all of one group of people? I mean, that is like the most offensive... That's even more that you would go to two people and say, see, it's okay. Nobody tries to manufacture hate with a baseball logo. Certainly not one that's smiling, but... I mentioned at the start of the show, just Super Bowl highlight films. We don't have so much the humor and the storytelling and all that. Well, now we don't have humor, in baseball logos anymore, I suppose. So, finding hate where it doesn't exist. And this basically then brands the team that broke the color barrier in the American League as a bunch of racists for the last 70-odd years. That's political correctness in 2018. Tri-City Sports now, coming back. I want to tell you about a story here we got going on more locally. And Buffalo Valley Golf Course, no more. It's closed on January 1st. Johnson City of used to, there's a question of who is going to run this place. And that's becoming a problem. I think you're seeing this a lot locally. I mean, with the Elizabethton twins, who's going to pay for the ballpark renovations? Now the city is balking because the twins want the city to pay, and Elizabethton is basically saying here, look, I mean, how much is this? And the amazing thing is that the original renovations was basically, okay, the team would take care of the bats and the balls and the whirlpool and all that, but yeah, it was the city had to pay basically everything. And how much is it? Is it $1 million? Is it $3 million? And there's a lot of anger right there. Well, kind of the same thing here. Golf course closes down, and now the town of Unicoi is discussing what's going to go on with the golf course. And this was in Johnson City Press earlier. Big, about 2 weeks ago, there was a huge meeting with the mayor and at least 2 aldermen addressing the town's lack of expertise, this is Unicoi, and funding to buy and operate this golf course. Used to be run by the city of Johnson City, but also the willingness to consider a proposal if the course can be leased or managed by a private operator. The mayor of Unicoi, and I've got a call out to him to appear on the show, says, ideally, yeah, we'd like it to be a golf course, but we don't know if we can lease this and all this. The idea, the asking price, the assessment is $2.7 million. Unicoi, which now has the deed, I guess, to the property, it does land in Unicoi territory, they said that they would actually sell it for far less than that. Now, the idea of keeping it as a golf course, the people who have homes around the area would like it to stay a golf course. There is a proposal, and it is from a gentleman named Michael Balouf, who is the Johnson City indoor soccer owner, and he's got a complex that's right next to the golf course. And he'd like to put in athletic fields there for rugby, soccer, obviously, and lacrosse, stating that there is not enough sufficient places around here to play those sports. Winged Deer Park, they have lots of soccer fields there, but the idea is having tournaments and such. The question there, a lot of the residents around there, they're skeptical of this because they worry that their property values are going to go down. The average house is about $250,000 if it's bordering the golf course. However, the assessors believe that only by being near the golf course, their property is only, for the houses, is only increased by about $2,000. Now, Balouf, and he said, look, if the neighbors don't want this, I'm not going to do it, but he does have a facility near the course. There's also an old hotel there. Actually, it's a motel, and it's basically been leased out to residents, kind of, but sold by the week and all this. He'd like, and I don't know what's going to happen to the people that live there, but he'd like to renovate it and then have the hotels a natural, would Balouf, a natural place for teams, tournaments coming from out of town to stay. So really, it's kind of an interesting idea. Will this go golf, or will the soccer boom be exploding even more, and we might be having outdoor fields there? One interesting thing also about this is that on the property, the Buffalo Valley property, there is actually a small wastewater treatment facility. It's on Buffalo Creek, and it's supposedly going to be operated by the buyer, but of the property. However, there have been some suitors that have come up, including a guy named Kent Bradley. He owns Buffalo Valley Apartments, and he told basically the town of Unicoi he's looked at the plant and he'd be willing to take over its operation. There's some talk maybe Irwin Utilities might take over that as well. Anyway, interesting to see what's going on there. Is this area going to go more golf, or is it going to go more soccer? That's a very intriguing cultural shift that could take place in the future. And all right, I want to tell everybody here, we got, I did not get to nearly these stuff, but I got all that. I wanted to discuss here that on Friday, actually, we're going to be talking to the Southern Conference Commissioner, John Iamorino. I'm in the process, I can't announce it because it's not official yet, but many big-name guests. How about that? Many big-name guests. I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised with who we have on here on Tri-City Sports Now this week, relating to the Super Bowl and more. Tomorrow, I'm going to try to get and talk a little bit more about, is Rob Gronkowski going to play? He's not talking to the media. Still under concussion protocol, but people believe that he will. Maybe look at the Senior Bowl a little bit. I know that'll be about a day old or so. Of course, we'll talk about the ETSU game tomorrow. The AP poll, by the way, is out. And we'll get to this. Villanova is still number one. No surprise there. Talk a little bit about that, looking at the others receiving votes as well. And more. So it's all on tap for Tri-City Sports Now. Got the Hall of Fame vote, Super Bowl, and ETSU is red hot. Also, comment, and you can read it on our 1420 NBC Sports Radio Tri-Cities Facebook page, Kyle Busch about young guns and NASCAR. Talk about that tomorrow. Tri-City Sports Now.
WBMB Irwin.